meat and curry, I'm your man. Cause how we all lose it is a mystery. It's like the changing of our wardrobes from a diet history. But it's the one making us not stop. 50 kilograms is all we've got to drop. La 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 la, la 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 la.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's 50 kg Drop podcast. Tonight in the pod, we're back on the Sugar-Free Living series where we get an update from Jonty Craven, Bob Cooper, Ian Wellman, and of course, adjudicating all of this is our very own Mike Collins. Hello, gentlemen. How are we all?
Hey, welcome.
Very well, thank you.
So, for the last couple of weeks, we've been going back and forth in our WhatsApp group after a certain Jonathan Craven went to the doctors and started getting some adverse readings. Jonty, do you want to take us through what you found?
Sorry, it caught me a bit off guard. I didn't realize we were going to go straight in with it.
Straight in, baby. That's what we do.
Yes. Oh, Rob's just left. See you, Bob. So I haven't actually got the results. I've got to get it on my laptop. So I didn't actually request any of this. If you remember on a previous episode, I mentioned about vitamin D. So the reason I actually contacted the doctor was for a vitamin D test, and I had to give them the reasons why. So I gave them the sort of summary of my my headaches and my sort of brain fog and fatigue, because it's a new doctor since I moved house. So it was their decision to test me for lots of other things as well. I only specifically requested vitamin D. They tested me for about, I think 16 things, but on my actual results, I mean, I'm no expert, but there's actually 30 things, but some of them are quite similar. Like when you get your cholesterol tested, there's sort of 5 or 6 different readings for cholesterol. And yeah, I know Mike specifically said to not get a cholesterol test because it might be high and you might get a bit worried by it. So yeah, again, I didn't actually request it, but I couldn't. Oh, I got the results. I wasn't going to not read it.
What were the results, John?
So I failed 6 different things. I can actually get them up. I mean, most of them were. Sorry, half of them were cholesterol, and then I had low urea. There was another one which I've forgotten. But most of them were sort of quite close fails. So I'm not really too fussed. Like if you're just slightly over the chart, I'm not really that bothered. But the main reading for cholesterol, where the recommendation is below 5, I was actually 10.4. So I was over double, literally, to the very end of the scale. So almost off the scale. So that was a little bit worrying. Yeah, I panicked immediately and sort of started thinking, oh, I need to end this diet. And then I calmed down a little bit. And that was when I was just looking at the cholesterol reading. I thought, well, maybe I can just cut out the fat, but maybe I can just eat less steaks, eat less fatty cuts of pork, and maybe sort of try and increase the protein. But then when I looked in more detail and I saw that I actually had a low urea as well, which could be caused by excess protein. So then I might have too much protein in my diet as well. I just didn't think. I thought to myself, well, how can I reduce fat and reduce protein on this diet unless I just eat less? And I was already trying to eat less, so I just feasibly couldn't see a way that I could continue. Very fortunately, it was actually, I had about 3 days left until my 13 weeks were up. So I actually finished on a fast, so I didn't break the diet. I fully completed my 13 months to the day. 13 weeks. I completed it by finishing with a fast. But yeah, I've decided to move off the diet. And originally my plan was to move into keto, to sort of high green keto. But even that would potentially be sort of cholesterol rate. Well, it'd be harder to lower the cholesterol quickly on that, and the protein as well. So I've decided to just swap to anti-inflammatory Mediterranean diet.
Okay, let's hold that there.
Yeah,
hold that there before we get into the new diet. Mike, let's
Yes,
bring
sir.
you into this conversation because from the start of the pod, you've been very clear to us about cholesterol raising and hiring. What's the science behind this diet in particular and them types of readings, and why are you not that worried?
So let me share my screen.
And John, well done for doing the 90 days.
Yeah, weird.
We start with that. Well done, bud.
Okay, so
I mean, I have my one cheat meal.
this is a common concern, and I was just looking up the science, so we have it. Here's the main science.
I'm on, by the way. Bob's here. My apologies for technical issues.
No worries.
Of course.
So here's the main science. I'm going to put it in the chat. So Ian, you can put this in the show notes.
Yep.
But it's what you have, what you probably likely are is called a lean mass hyper-responder. Okay. And let me see.
This is what I personally am.
If you can just find the science that you can, Ian can send this to you, but it'll be in the show notes for later. This goes down there's a whole bunch, the two fellas that you want to listen to. You can look at the cholesterol code if you want. Also, I'll put this in the chat. But the two guys that you want to look at are named Dr. Nicholas Norwitz. Dr. Norwitz is 26 years old, has a PhD from Oxford, just got his MD from Harvard Medical School, and likely will not practice. So if you skip this and turn on, that's
It happened, which same thing happened to Dave, same thing that's happened to thousands of.
This is Dr. Norwitz, and he is also, like myself and you likely, a lean mass hyper responder. So if I share this, so the two gentlemen that are likely on this interview and the other interviews are Nick and a guy named Dave Feldman. Dave Feldman is a citizen scientist, and he can move his cholesterol in 3 days, basically. Yeah, this is the Metabolic Health Summit, so where he spoke. And so the lean mass hyperresponder, you're going to have this higher cholesterol. It's just part of it. And the other gentleman that you want to listen to is a doctor named Dr. Philip Ovadia. And Dr. Ovadia, so Dave Feldman right there. What I'm trying to get at here is this has been very well researched. I'm the same as you. Doctors freak out. And what you have to decide is you have to decide for yourself whether or not Dr. Feldman, or actually Feldman is not a doctor, he's an engineer who studied all this stuff for himself and others, and him and Nick created a group called Citizen Scientists or something. I can't remember the name of it, but if you get into their feeds and get on their email list, you'll understand. Dr. Ovadia is a heart surgeon who's been operating on people for 20 years, who has a book called Stay Off My Operating Table. You can actually find me on his podcast talking about sugar addiction. We don't talk about this subject particularly, but all three men basically divorce the idea that cholesterol is hooked to heart attack. Dr. Ovadia has been saying it online very recently that he is convinced that there is no connection between heart disease and cholesterol. The one test you probably didn't get, which you can pay for, and it's very inexpensive, less than $100, is a CAC. It's a cardiac calcium score. So write that down, cardiac calcium score. It's just a, what do you call that? Ultrasound of the neck, your neck. And no doctor is going to do it unless you request it. Okay. And it will tell you whatever buildup you have around your, calcium, or, what everybody says is the widow maker and, what's going to kill you, and cholesterol and all this crap. So get the cardiac calcium score. It's just called CAC, CAC. I can't, cardial atherosclerosis, whatever. You'll see it, you'll find it. And this will ease your worries that you're going to have a blockage or whatever. But read these guys and then make your own decisions. I'm not here to make you decide one way or the other, but if you're in your mid 30s, in the next couple of years, if you want to stay on a diet that is high in animal products as a lean mass hyperresponder, the next suggestion is going to be statins. And that's the most ridiculous thing that a young man could do, in my opinion, and other people's, and all those other gentlemen's opinion, is to listen to these knuckleheads who are going to put you on statins to lower your cholesterol, right? So again, my job is behavioral change. Behavioral change is the addiction part of the process, the addiction recovery part of the process, the breaking of the addiction. But for 100 years, we've studied the body, and all the body guys are all up in arms about this high animal products diet. And this is the one thing that they always talk about. The doctor says, my cholesterol is this and my cholesterol is that. You want to, in the Great Britain, you want to listen to a guy named Dr. David Unwin, who's a UK practitioner. And there is a group at Low Carb USA, metabolic psychiatry director, well, there is that too, but metabolic doctors. So you can find yourself an MD in Great Britain, probably near you, because there's a directory of people who understand what I'm talking about so that you can feel comfortable. And again, you have to do this yourself. You can't, you're going to be, we are going to be the odd people out for a long time coming, while this works itself out in the science literature. But if you look at,
I've got a question on this, Mike Ed. So you've got this lean mass hypochondriacs, is that what it was? Lean mass
hyperresponder.
Hyperchondriac. Yeah, I think I've got the wrong word there. Lean mass hyperresponder. So are you saying that only certain people are hyperresponders on this diet? So like my cholesterol or Ian's might not be as high. Jonty might just be someone who's a particular high responder in this way.
Correct. That's right.
Right. So should me and Ian be getting tested to see if we are or not,
You should always
or does it matter? Like,
no, you should always satisfy your curiosity with the CAC, with the calcium I forget the hell what the name of it is. And I can look it up in a second for you. But it's a very inexpensive test, and really what you're looking for is blockage in your arteries. You're looking to see how much deposits are blocking your artery, or how much this belief system that has evolved for 100 years is right or is correct. And it's going to be a long time before you're going to go to a regular GP and they're going to say, oh, that's great, over 10 cholesterol, that's wonderful. Ain't going to happen. They're going to scare you, and they're going to put you on statins.
so Jonty's level was 10.4, was it, John?
10.4, yeah.
10.4. So to confirm, are you saying he's one of these lean mass hyperresponders? His level's 10.4, but that doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Even 10.4 is okay.
Doesn't matter. Look, it's not me. I'm just
no. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to understand it.
The science of guys that are much more advanced in this than I have, done a lot more work than I have. And
does a hyperresponder have to do anything different to someone who I assume gets a cholesterol level at maybe a 6 or 7 off this diet, but doesn't go above that?
No, not really. I don't think. One of the beliefs of Dr. Ovadia and a couple other people is that the two are not connected. That the scare of over cholesterol in the last decade, is in their belief to sell more statins, but they've actually raised the number or lowered the number where it's considered safe, what the cholesterol number over the last decade. They keep lowering it so they can keep prescribing statins. But
right. Why would your level read higher if the cholesterol isn't an issue?
I'm not 100% sure about the lean mass hyperresponder, why they're different. But you'd have to read more into it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I take it on face value when, I read the summaries and I listen to the guys talk about the summaries. Those 2 hour long. And look, these guys are not guys who are going to, blatantly just say, don't do it. That, they're going to not say, don't try and change your diet or whatever. They're just going to give you the science that they've come up with. It's not like they're trying to convince you to do something. They're trying to figure out why this is so, right?
Right.
With the exception of Dr. Ovadia and a few others who have basically come out and said that cholesterol, the attachment of cholesterol to heart disease is a myth or a fallacy. We need cholesterol, and levels of cholesterol have nothing to do with whether or not you're going to have a heart attack.
Question to you, Mike. Is there certain activities that you shouldn't be doing with the raised cholesterol?
Again, I don't know the answer to that one. I really don't.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't
Like if you
think,
mixed it with smoking, let's say, would that then be a problem?
smoking is never going to be good for you. And, smoking and high blood pressure and all these kind of things is never going to be good for you. It is a touchy subject. You're not alone, Jonty, in this fear, this scare.
So I've looked through my results. There is another one that's actually really quite low as well. Globulin. I'm pretty much off the chart for that as well, low, and that's
The line went a bit funny there. Can you just say that again?
I've got low globulin.
It seems to go
Slide it
again, John.
Globulin. AI overview says low globulin levels in a blood test may signal liver disease, kidney disease, or malnutrition. But it's quite it's really quite far off this. Well, quite badly low, this one. So when it's just misses it by a little bit, I don't really care. But this is sort of at the end of the scale again.
What was your diet again? So let's walk through the week leading up to the blood test. Were you eating just pork again?
I wasn't just pork, but I ate quite a lot of pork mince, just because it was a nice, quick, easy meal. It was cheap as well. Like if I was just eating steaks all the time, I could end up spending 30 quid on food. Like you get a pack of pork mince for £2.50. It kept the cost down.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, look, that Dave, he used to do tricks when he would come to an event on a Friday and say, which direction you want my cholesterol to go, up or down? And they would measure it, and then he would eat that way. And on late Sunday night or Monday, he would do it again, and he can move it in 3 days. So you likely could have got an exaggeratedly high score eating all that fat, first of all.
I can't remember what I ate the days before.
But I just looked it up. It's called a coronary artery calcium score, CAC, coronary artery calcium score. And very non-invasive, very inexpensive.
And what you're saying, Mike, is that's a better reflection of how healthy your arteries are than looking at your cholesterol score.
No, what it is a measurement of is the buildup of calcium deposits in your, which is what kills you. Blockage kills you in the when you're gonna have a heart attack. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely check it out. Both my parents had heart issues. My mother had 2 or 3 stents. My father had 3 or 4 stents in their heart. So if anybody would be worried, I'm definitely a lean mass hyperresponder. There's no doubt. I mean, you can definitely tell, I think, by body composition. I think, they have ectomorph and endomorph and all those kind of things. So yeah.
What would a lean mass be then? An ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph? What would the lean mass hyperresponder be generally?
I mean, both of these guys weight was never an issue. Norwitz and Feldman. There's no issue. There's no weight issue with these guys.
Right.
But they had very high cholesterol on the diet, and they wanted to figure out why and if it was related in any way. Yeah, no, this is a big one. I think men probably suffer more with this high cholesterol scores. But the brain is made, needs cholesterol, the skin, there's so many things that need cholesterol. The demonization of it over the years has been, and the attachment to heart disease might not be true, according to Dr. Ovadia.
So gout is the other one that a lot of people go, oh my God, you're going to get gout if you eat all that red meat. What's the
Right.
science behind gout?
I think gout is more caffeine and sugar than it is red meat. It's uric acid in the joints. It's like the byproducts of processing sugar and caffeine is uric acid. There's a great book by Dr. David Perlmutter about uric acid. David Perlmutter is the guy's name, and he wrote a book about uric acid. And it's literally crystals in your joints. And they can really obviously inflame your joints.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had gout, but my sciatica is back with a vengeance, and I'm trying to work out how to get that gone. But that was from football, to be fair. It wasn't a diet thing. Back leg got kicked out, lower back went. Should stop playing contact sports. Just learn from my past mistakes.
Got it.
I've been hanging off bars in the gym,
Okay.
and that's been sorting it out. That actually relieves it quite well. But yeah, really annoying. I feel like I'm back to the start of the diet when I had that bad. But yeah. How are you getting on, Bob?
Yeah, I'm kind of just plodding along nicely. I'm 8 and a bit weeks in, and
What's your figures? What's your figures
am I,
saying?
am I 8 weeks in? Yeah, much. Yeah, I mean 9 weeks tomorrow. Actually, thinking about it. Last time I looked was 23 kilos down. It was a few days ago, so plodding on all right. I don't.
You're halfway there.
Yeah, I'm not. Well,
Crazy.
two thirds of the 90 days. But halfway of the 50K. Although I put 20K on from when we first started this pod, so really I'm doing the 70K drop, which is really depressing. So I'm about 3 kilos down, which is that really is depressing, isn't it? Jesus. But you know what I've been thinking this week? So I've just come off the last 4 days. I've been at the South Coast, right? Around family members drinking, around holiday vibes. So there's more. We're letting our little boy have sweets when he wouldn't generally have sweets that much. He'd have an ice cream, and you're on holiday. You're letting him live a bit, and there's stuff around the lodge that we're at and whatever. And I just wasn't bothered by any of it. And one of the feelings that I've on reflection, sat there on the looking at the coast, watching the waves come in, I was just thinking, really feel like I've got full control now. Like I'm not bothered about anything that's around me, whether I say yes or no, or like that. Go on, then just have it. Isn't really there now. It doesn't mean that I still don't think, oh, that looks nice or that's nice. If anything, that's what's confirming the control, because I know those things might be tasty or I enjoy those things, but I'm not going, oh, I'll pick it up then. And I think I just got to a place where I definitely was doing that. Like I had no willpower or no will to just go, well, I'm not, that looks tasty. I won't have it. I'll go, I'll have a little go on that. I'll have a little go on that. I'll pick up one of them, whatever the thing is, and really not, a lot of the time, maybe not even think about it. But I just feel like at the moment I've got a lot of control. I'm still wanting a flavoured drink. Like I still have that. I've had that from day one. I still want a flavoured liquid in my mouth, but I'm not bothered about it being alcoholic. And I'm not, it's not ruining my life at all. It's just that's the one thing sticking out.
Yeah, as soon as I've come off the diet, my cravings have gone straight back up because
Really?
I was in Clapham today. There's a place that sells sausage rolls that I really like, and I've been to Clapham when I've been on this diet, and I just walked straight past it. Didn't bat an eyelid. Whereas today, I was seriously tempted to get a sausage roll because I think it's more like this. You just can't break the diet when you're doing no sugar, but when you're on a different diet, it's easy to just sort of go, oh, I can just have one. It's a bit easier. So I mean, I didn't break, but I was seriously considering it. So yeah, I think that's one of the benefits of the no sugar. There's just no temptation because you have to completely break the diet to go outside of it.
Yeah, I can see that. My first goal is just 90 days, right? But I was saying to Ellie yesterday, like when we were away, if there was something I really wanted, I would have it and not feel that bad. I'm not putting pressure on myself to have to complete the 90 days. I'm going to, but in my head I'm going a lot longer. So like I'm not making this. I didn't want to make it just 90 days and get there, because I knew that day 91, I spoke about this a few weeks ago on the pod, and I've really tried to manage that. In the day 91 would just be like, oh, everything's available now then, and just crack on. So I'm not stressing myself or trying to think about whether I can have something because it is or isn't in the diet. I'm obviously being, not having sugar, but mentally I'm trying to process it as this is more just the norm. This is how I'm getting through the day. This is how my life looks now as a lifestyle thing. I will drip feed some stuff into it at some point, 90 days, 100 days, 150 days, whenever it is. But I'm really enjoying the control I have, and I don't really want to let that go. And nothing's bothering me enough to even think like why I would let that go. Like the weekend after day 90, I'm out at a gig. There's a day rave thing that I'm at, and I already know that I'm just going to drive to it, have water, and not drink, and not be bothered. Even though usually that would be like, because I know old me would be like, right, that would be my first weekend. Basically, go to that, get smashed all day. Probably a load of takeaways that night or the night after, and it would be downhill from weekend one after immediately. But because I'm trying to not think about 90 days, what can I do day 91? I already know that weekend. I'm like, well, yeah, I know, but I've got such a long journey left ahead of me. This isn't 90 days. I'm not out of the woods. So I'm not thinking about it, teeing it up. So I'm just like, I feel like I've got a bit of a rhythm of it. I'm into my flow. I'm not really struggling too much with anything. It sounds quite boring, but for me, especially this weekend, kind of brought it to light because I was around a lot more unhealthy things, let's say, in away with family for a long weekend. I'm just not bothered about any of it at the minute. Doesn't mean it won't change. Doesn't mean that, if I start to let things creep back in, I'll start to have some veg or start to have, whatever it is at some point, that I won't then struggle with cravings. But I'm kind of really content with not having any of it now. I don't really care about it. And I've got such a long journey, it's not worth thinking about when I can have a chocolate bar or whatever. I just don't really care.
You're getting that self-pride back.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? So we went away I went to the same. There's a special place I like on the south coast, right? It's been my family together for years. And
What is it? Talk us through it.
it's called Mudderford, is where it is. It's just a beautiful little part of the world, right? And we stay in this place on the seafront slash. And I went there 2 months ago. In fact, do you know what it was? It was where I went the weekend before starting this. Remember, I said I started this on the Monday, the 7th of July, and that's because I was going away with my family, and then I wanted to start it after. So that weekend was like my last hurrah before starting this diet. And we bookended the school holidays. So we've done it again now when the kids are back at school, so it's quiet both sides. So I'm 2 months in, we've gone back to the same place. And we've got pictures of me on the beach 2 months ago doing similar stuff to what I was doing, playing with my boy 2 months ago. And then pictures this weekend. And we were looking at it now, like the difference in just the structure of my face for a start, let alone everything else, in the space of 2 months. Like Ella was saying to me, they're like, look at that, look at yours. There's a picture of me like side profile holding the boy on this little land train that's there. And you could see the picture. She was like, the side profile on my face today was completely different in the space of 2 months in the same place. It's such a short time ago, but and I remembered like running up and down the beach with him 2 months ago, just being tired, like just these little things of him messing around. But now I'm chasing him around, running around and whatever. And we had a whale of a weekend, and I don't feel, wasn't sweaty or bothered about any of it. So yeah, I'm in a really good. I'm with this situation, my house situation, the diet, whatever. I'm in a really good place with it. I got out of the funk I was in. To round that up, I think I got out of the funk I was in a few weeks ago by thinking like I was almost teeing up day 91, and I've kind of eradicated the whole 90-day thing from my mind now. I'll recognise that I've done it when I get there, but I'm not teeing it up to do anything different. I want to just keep this as more of the norm where I can.
I've been doing some content for the pod, and I was looking through my fat photos, and I was ginormous, boy. Have a look at the group. I've just posted it in there, but
That's you?
yeah, the top. That
No
was
way.
the
That's
top
just a
one was
bad angle.
me.
Oh,
No, no,
that's a
no. The
bad angle.
top one. The top
Oh.
one was 3 weeks after the marathon. Oh, it was the first run I had after the marathon, and then
Yeah.
yeah, there's more. There's more. And I was knocking around thinking I looked all right back then. There's one coming through for the ladies.
Do you know what the scary thing is whatever it is less now than you are there? That's the worrying thing. But hey, hey.
I was
That must make you feel good though,
168.
looking back at pictures like that now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm about 161
I
now.
did 5 days of just rump steak last week, and I lost 4 kilos in the space of 5 days. Felt fantastic. And now I'm carrying it on. I've moved on to fillet steaks, a little bit leaner this week.
What's the total weight loss now?
I am about 6 kg to go to the 50k.
Oh,
I'm so close. And I'm going to Malta for a festival next week, and I'm
ah.
going to do it. I'm going to have to do it sober.
Did you drink on the weekend? The golf?
No,
No.
no. I stayed sober for that. Buggied around, and I had Harv in a buggy with me, didn't I? So
Right, you didn't play, did you?
no.
No. Shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I have a
Yeah.
question for you, Ian, and you guys have any fear? Is there excess skin with this much loss?
Great question.
My
I'm a little
favourite question.
bit wobbly. Yeah, I'm a little bit wobbly. I think I need to get about another stone off to really work out what I look like underneath all of that. But
Yeah.
I think if you stay at a certain weight where you've still got a bit of fat, that kind of makes the skin look a little bit worse.
Mm.
Whereas if you get most of the fat off, then it just turns into like paper skin, is what I'm thinking. But I just feel so much better. I feel happy in my body. And I'm like super driven to actually get to a point that I'm like usually at this point I'm like completely burnt out by a diet.
Mm.
Whereas like when I was boxing, I was training 6 times a week and eating nothing. Whereas now I'm kind of like, let's get lower, let's start working out, let's start adding some weights, start doing this sort of thing to try and get the body that I want. But yeah, I'm just so much better than what I was. I couldn't care less about.
The reason I ask is because you guys are right, and I think guys have a little bit better adaptation of the skin. In that mid-30s is right there where, it just much past that, it's almost impossible not to do it and have that extra skin. But there is, a lot of people who, if they're younger like that, the body can absorb it, tighten it up, you know what I mean? And it's not a big problem at all. So,
Yeah, I'm
I
really
have
hoping I don't have any excess skin. So if I sort of see that it's starting to come, then I will deliberately slow the diet down.
yeah, they do. You do. You unconsciously do it. You really do. That's exactly what happens. That people unconsciously slow it down, and we have to work with them to let them understand that.
But I think I'm
that's
going
my
slow
before and
enough that
after.
I should be okay because at the moment I'm not even losing 3 kilos a month at the moment. So I think I should be good because I'm
Which
doing it
leads
quite
me
slow.
more to believe you are a lean mass hyper responder because, probably a lot of your excess weight was visceral in your kind of gut, and it kind of just stretched you out. Where just by visual, Ian and Robert are, carry more like subcutaneous fat around the arms and belly and
Yeah, I
butt.
didn't have much fat on my arms.
Yeah, so I think that there definitely is difference in build that, skin looks a little not as good.
I've just popped you through a before and after of
Yeah,
where I
there's
am.
a big difference in. It's so good, mate.
But there's no real sag there.
I think I will have excess skin. I think I just got too big, basically. I don't think it's.
It's surgery to get that off, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think it's about 20 bags. I'm pretty sure it's about 20 odd grams.
Shut up. It's got to be
Yeah.
£2,000 in Turkey though.
Do you want someone to slice you open in Turkey? That's the problem.
Big
I
time.
don't.
Take a little organ out while you're there. Lovely.
Yeah, to accelerate the weight loss.
And the surgery looks, although it's painful, and seems to look better on men too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
I mean,
lost nowhere near
looking
enough to
like-
notice yet, but I think I will struggle with it.
You're looking like you're coming back without too much of it, really, genuinely.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I just think if you get the next layer of weight loss, then when them hips start coming in, that's when we'll see the excess skin, I think.
And you just got to start working out so you fill it out with muscle.
Well, I've been doing that. I'm weight training 3 times a week at the moment, and I'm stacked.
Yeah, you can pull
strong.
some of the skin up to the shoulders and arms and stuff.
Yeah.
It'll like tighten it, pull up like that.
I'm enjoying weightlifting. It's good up here, isn't it? Weightlifting. It's just
That's what it's for.
I did my first session last week with it, and I'm going to again tomorrow now and back. So I'm just starting like month 3 as I'm starting the weight sessions. So I'm looking forward to seeing the impact that has, to be honest.
John, what was your before and after 90 days? Weight.
111.5, and I finished on 99. So 12.5.
Under 100.
Yeah. So I only lost 12.5 kilos, so it's not that rapid, but I'm quite happy with that.
But percentage wise, that's like same as what I lost, surely.
Don't know.
10% of your body fat. 10% of body weight.
Yeah, but I'm actually finishing with the fast means that I'm hardly eating anything since I've started up again, because 72-hour fast just completely shrunk my stomach, so I'm surviving on nothing at the moment. So it's put me in a really good spot to lose weight on the new diet, which is good.
It's got you peaceful.
Peaceful?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
You seem peaceful, more peaceful.
Yeah.
From the excitement of the I'm gonna die a few days ago.
So I bet a part of that was a sort of joke. I like exaggerating things for comic effect sometimes.
Okay.
And that was obviously I didn't think I was gonna die.
Right.
But I go off on these sort of funny episodes in WhatsApp groups sometimes to make people laugh.
It's good to know.
My favourite part is where I just lured you in. Basically, for the listeners,
you were being a little bit of a how shall I say instigator.
No, I was. Yeah, I couldn't help myself, Mike. That was a problem. But basically, Jonty thought he was going to die, and I kept saying that I chat GPT to symptoms and sending back hypochondria as his disease. He just kept losing his head.
That's why I've got hypochondria in my head. It's from that the other day. That's my mistake come from earlier.
It's the second time I've done it with that.
So off topic, and this would be against my hypochondria thing. I actually went to the opticians today, and I've had the incorrect prescription. I think my eyesight's improved, and I said, "Okay, so do you reckon my prescription was wrong?" And he was like, "I can't. There's no way of going back in time." And I tested my eyes a year ago, but potentially I've had the wrong prescription for over a year.
And that's where your headaches come from.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, I felt pretty good ever since. I'm wearing contacts again, and for the first time in a couple of months.
There is precedent. There are people whose vision improves without sugar.
Yeah, because it could be the sugar.
Yeah, because what is diabetes? When you go blind and stuff, it's pulling water from you everywhere in your body, but a lot from your eyes, and cataracts as well. So
I was kind of hoping that the prescription's been wrong the whole sort of year, and that would then be a cause for the headaches. If the prescription's only increased in the last 3 months, then that doesn't explain why I was having headaches a year ago, and then my eyesight would probably then decrease again if it was the sugar. So I guess I kind of hoping it's not the sugar, and they got my prescription wrong a year ago, and that's cleared up my
Well,
headache.
headaches could have been the sugar as well.
It's not what you want to hear, John, is it?
Headaches could have been the sugar.
Hell yes.
Yeah, I know, but the diet didn't seem to. It helped.
Let's just
Yeah,
call it
I don't think that
a net positive, whatever, however it was.
I don't think the headaches went sufficiently to say it was the sugar. I don't know. That's such a hard thing to quantify because some of you get them sometimes. It's really frustrating, to be honest. The first day back of eating vegetables, I did sort of feel that I felt a little bit. I had a bad day in terms of the sort of headaches, but then today I feel really good. So I'm a little bit of at an impasse at the moment regarding it.
Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. The headaches and the diet, as there's a super correlation. Really, there is.
Yeah.
What diet have you moved on to, John?
I want it to be anti-inflammatory / Mediterranean. So I'll be eating a lot of like nuts and seeds and some fruits, I think, but I haven't fully done my research yet. So at the moment, I'm just eating a meal that I think is okay. I'm just eating like roasted vegetables and sweet potato over and over again until I can be bothered to do any research. I even allowed myself some Nando's hot sauce because I looked at the ingredients and couldn't see anything sugary in there. Oh my God, it's so nice to have sauce. I don't want to rub it in, but like that meal was before I would have been like.
Did you find it like super sweet? When I came off the diet that month, everything I put in my mouth, I was like, that is so sweet.
It just tastes good. Like, it's just so, don't know, maybe that is tasting sweet, but it's, yeah, roasted vegetables and sweet potato and Nando's hot sauce, that tastes a hell of a lot better than I remember it tasting. But yeah, I need to do some
Surely
research.
you're not just having roasted vegetables and sweet potato.
Yeah, that fills me up. Like it's 500
that's
calories
it.
to go. And
So-
hot sauce. That's all. I've only been off the diet for like 2 days because when I broke the fast, I went back onto carnivore because I thought it'd be too extreme to end the fast and introduce carbs again. I didn't want to shock my body, so I went back onto carnivore for like 2 days. So I've only been eating vegetables for 2 days now, and I've had the same meal a few times. I've had a bit of chicken and salmon. But yeah, I need to find something else to eat tomorrow.
So you've gone from carnivore to herbivore, like full rabbit diet.
Well, I want to eat I want to get rid of this cholesterol, so I don't want any red meat anymore. Eggs apparently are bad for cholesterol. I was eating like 10 eggs some days. So yeah, get rid of eggs, get rid of
10 eggs some days is good going. I mean, I'm going through some eggs, but 10 in a day is quite something.
So let's use this as a learning experiment. Let's keep track of your cravings for different things.
Yeah.
Keep track if it's hard, because you were in the camp where that was pretty easy for a while before you got your scare. I mean, it wasn't difficult didn't have to think about it, whatever. You weren't craving this and that. So let's just keep an eye out over the next couple of weeks and see what happens.
If I don't feel very good and I get the cholesterol down, then maybe I could look at going back into some sort of keto diet with high protein and 50 grams of carbs. I think is the max for keto. I could maybe look at that. And maybe I'm not too bothered about the cholesterol. But yeah, there was, as I said, there was 6 things on that.
How do you know it hasn't gone down already?
What have I done? I'm probably getting another blood test pretty soon. But yeah, there was globulin, urea, ALT, liver function failed as well. I think that's when you get fatty liver disease. That's what you fail, ALT. So I'm presuming that's just from fat in my liver from the diet. Would that be right, Mike?
That be
Your fatty liver should be down.
Yeah, ALT on the liver function was high. Tripticides or something related to cholesterol was over, and then there's one other I can't remember.
But that could have been high before. It might be lower than it was. Might even been higher.
Could that just be from like smashing the booze for years? There's 2 types of fatty liver, isn't there? There's alcoholic and non-alcoholic.
Correct. But They're still basically the same function. I mean, the liver gets globules of fat around in it and around it. So, but the way that it's formed is different. Because we have an epidemic of fatty liver in children and they don't drink alcohol. That's why they made the delineation.
Ah, okay. Yeah, my fatty liver, all the symptoms have gone, but that DEXA still says I've got some visceral fat, so I need to get rid of that. But I'm sure that'll come off in time.
Well, I'm
But this
looking
is
for your 50K. I mean, how long has the pod been running?
I've been doing it actually. I've got a post made, which
Probably
is
like 4
like
years, isn't it?
no, not that long.
Nah, 2.5 years you've been doing the pod.
2.5 years, yeah. I have a post, and it's basically about all the diets that failed, and then what worked, and then the message is like, give up marathons, start doing yoga. No one would ever tell you that, would they? Like, don't actually exercise. Like, yeah, I tried a marathon first, and that failed miserably. I tried a few other things like football and calorie counting, that sort of stuff. So, yeah, the David Goggins stay hard diet failed miserably. There, got like so injured. So yeah, I'm nearly there, lads. Nearly there. I just need to get over the final line.
I would.
Cool.
One thing I'll add. I don't know if Bob, I know you did a bit of fasting before. I kind of regret now because it was easier. It was definitely easier fasting than when I've done it before. And it would make sense because you've already cut out carbs, so it was definitely much easier to fast. So if you did want to sort of shrink your stomach and nick an extra good week or so, then chuck some fasts into your diet. Because it was only the third day I started to feel like get like
Hang on, I want to rewind a few episodes here where Mike suggested that for the wedding that you went to, and you went, "There's no bloody way I'm not going to not eat."
Yeah. Yeah, but that's when you're trying to have a good time. Like, all I had to do was sit on the sofa and watch TV.
Robert's probably almost to the place where he could do a few days of fasting, but in the early days, fasting is so hard because you're in the middle of the throes of detox and addiction recovery. You know, it just drives you right back to the carbs. So once you've got a couple of months,
Yeah.
you know, it's a little.
To be honest, when we did it before, I did it for 5 days, and
5 days.
I did 5 days. I didn't intend on doing it for 5 days. I intended on doing 3 and just felt quite good and carried on. But I really didn't struggle that much with it.
By the end of the third day, like every hour, I was like counting. Imagine like when you go to work on like 1 hour sleep and been drinking all day. Like it was worse than that. Like I was clock watching. It was like I could not wait to eat.
I struggled the first evening, got through that, and then I really didn't. I only ate because I was going out on the piss the next day, and I thought I've got to do something about it now.
Every time I moved too quick, I felt like dizzy. Like it was horrible.
Yeah.
I haven't done a fast yet because I'm bad hungry. I make bad decisions when I'm hungry, so I've just avoided them.
I might give it a go, you know. But I'm just into some working out, so it's probably not wise until I'm into a bit more of a habit with that. Because the DOMs last week for my first session back were pretty tough, and I imagine it's going to be tough this week. But I might give it a little go. I didn't mind it last time.
Yeah, and I forgot how much it shrinks your stomach and like.
Days now, yeah, the shrinking the stomach would be good. But as days now, I'm only having one meal. I've not had more than 2 meals in a day for probably since the start. I reckon about 3 meals in a day, probably twice in this diet. Which is not, I didn't choose to do that. I very rarely had breakfast anyway, and with this, I just don't really need it. But there's days where I only have one, and I reckon I could definitely do a few days fasting pretty easy.
Try just steak. It's a beautiful way.
Yeah.
Just steak.
Give it a go.
I do 500 grams steak at lunch, and I do 3 smaller steaks at dinner, so about 700 grams. And then that's it.
Yeah, that's nice. It's good going.
It's lovely. And the dog loves it. That's why he's sitting on my lap right now, because I've just eaten steak. He's He's never looked
Yes.
healthier. He's like pure beef diet. Right, gents, that was beautiful. What a lovely episode. John, well done on finishing the 90 days.
Jump.
Glad you didn't
Thank you.
die as well. I'm glad you're back from the extreme case of hypochondria. I can't. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm not starting
Right,
that
doesn't
again.
doesn't
I'm
bother.
not. I'm not starting that again. I'm joking. Bob, we're looking sexy. Thanks for everything, Mike. And yeah, let's get together next week. We're also, for the listeners, there's a new series coming out called Energy Medicine, which is all around working out how to heal my chakras. If you're interested in that, which is slightly left field, I don't even know what a chakra is, but I'm doing it. Then listen to the Energy Medicine series that's coming out this week. And also, we are live on YouTube. If you love this podcast, but you wanted to see what we actually look like when we do this, and we never intended to actually record it on YouTube, so most of the time we haven't done our hair and
Oh,
look
what?
pretty rough.
I haven't given permission for this.
Yeah, no, we can cut you out. It's fine. YouTube's live now.
Might be
50
my-
kg drop on YouTube. Find us on there. Yeah, all the episodes will be there soon. Please like and subscribe. That would be most appreciated.
Lovely.
Yeah, you might be able to see Jonty in the flesh. And any single ladies out there, Jonty
I
is
was going to
single.
say, it might be my future wife might be a listener to the pod, but
Well,
if
when she
sees
sees the episode where your hair's growing
sees
back,
me
John, she'll be
picking
all
my
over it.
nose while talking on the podcast, then it's probably not. Yeah.
You're going to be a YouTube star, John. It's going to
I
be
didn't,
great.
I didn't know that we were going to be shown. I'd have worn nicer clothes, trimmed my beard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's
Well,
quite
look
funny
forward to you in
watching.
formal dress next week then, Johnny.
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah.
The image is out there. I just have to make it stick with the scruffy look.
Yeah. The cheap seats at the back. Right, ladies and gents, see you all. Like and subscribe.
See you
Take
later.
care. Bye-bye.
We've got some diet plans, health scans, sugar bans, fitness fans, PTs, injuries, laying off the Chinese, ball games, gym chains, protein gains and skin tight tops, and we ain't gonna stop until we hit the 50k. Drop, 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 drop. No excess fat, no FAT, no curry back, no guarantee. Rough or buff, lean on me. We'll end up as fit as a pig.